Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot a diet of pure nostalgia. I'm Clay, and this is part 5 in our series about the Just Toys WST, World's Smallest Transformers, except not actually world's smallest Transformers, but the WST Dinorobots Dark Retribution Black version. And on this video, we're going after the one that we know you've been waiting for. That's right, it's the one inspired by Grimlock, and that is Commander. Let's take a look at Commander here. This is him. We're going to dive right in. So here he is in his dino mode, and as with all of the toys in this set, he looks terrific. The reflective metallized bits are just fantastic, and the glossy black it just has an amazing look with these guys. Grimlock, he has never looked better. I love a black and gold and silver Grimlock, and the nice red eye detail really pops. He just looks fantastic, and I just keep saying that, and I wish that I could say, oh, you know what, I feel like they didn't quite really hone their skills with this one. It seems like they phoned in the design just a little bit, but honestly, that's just not the case. They started with a fantastic design. The original Diaclone toy that Grimlock was based off of is one of the greatest toys ever made. The original Transformers Grimlock, since he is just a remold of that Diaclone toy, is one of the greatest toys ever made, and Just Toys here has pretty much copied the design completely and made it smaller. So, of course, it's gonna be good already, but then they put it in black, they made it shiny gold and silver, and crystal clear in the neck bits there, and, you know, what can I say that I haven't said already? It really, really works. I love the black T-Rex here. I kind of want an oversized version now because it looks so good. So let's go ahead and take a look at him, and you can see the scale with my hand here. He is small, but of course, even though it says WST on the package, World's Smallest Transformers was a line from Takara, and those figures were only about an inch tall in robot mode, about the same size as a Micromaster. These are significantly larger than that, even though they are significantly smaller than their original Transformers counterparts. So let's go ahead and show both of these on the other camera so you can really see them side by side and without my big meat mitt hands covering everything. So here is Just Toys Commander next to Transformers Generation 1 Grimlock. And you can see Grimlock is just an iconic toy. His design is one that will be copied and remembered for years to come. And so obviously having a small shiny black version is just always good. You just can't go wrong. But the Commander is tiny. He's little. And even though he's larger than a World's Smallest Transformers scale, he's still just little bitty guy. It's almost like Grimlock had a little black and gold baby that's shiny and probably wants to eat parts of him. So that's him in comparison. Of course, you can see just the level of detail that they went into when recreating the geometry. It's not exact, but it's pretty darn close. They have duplicated most of the design elements, and of course it also is noteworthy that the transform is pretty much identical, and Grimlock is tired of me talking about this Just Toys version, because as we know, Grimlock had a little bit of an ego, and he probably doesn't like that I'm talking about this other guy when he's just standing here. So here we go. Come on, Grimlock. You can stand here for just a little bit longer. There we go. Yeah. All right. He's decided to behave for now, but look at him. Look at him. He looks ticked off. He's doing it grudgingly. Thank you, Grimlock. I appreciate you you standing in for this shot. So let's go ahead and pull Commander here onto the main camera, and we'll give Gen 1 Grimlock a rest, since he didn't want to be part of that shot apparently. So all right, Grimlock, you can stand over here with the other Dinobots. That's good. All right, so here he is. Here is Commander. Now, he does come with a number of accessories. He's got his stunner gun. I believe that's called a stunner gun. And his Energo sword right there. And he also comes with a missile launcher and 3 missiles. And this is a weird thing, because I noticed the same thing with Jungle Warrior, the inspired by Sludge Brontosaurus. So they've got these missile launchers and missiles, but I can't find a place to put the missiles in his Dino mode. There's some screw holes here, but it doesn't peg in. I guess maybe here we could do this. He's got a pretty large mouth, so he could do that. He can. Is this how it's supposed to work? I feel like this is not really the way that he's supposed to use this weapon. I'm just throwing that out. I've got the instructions here. It does have a very nice instruction pamphlet with some very nice artwork on the front, if we can get the camera to focus in on it. Maybe here, let's open it up so the camera doesn't have anything else to focus in on. That might help. So come on, camera, you can do it. Maybe not. Okay, well, the camera does not want to focus in on it, and I'm kind of used to that. Oh, wait, there we go. As soon as I decide that the camera's not going to focus in, that's when it focuses. So, yeah, some very nice artwork on the front, and then we've got the photographs here, and notice that it doesn't show the missile launcher included in the bits. It only shows the sword and the gun and the sticker sheet and, of course, the pamphlet, which we are looking at. So that's kind of like pamphletception. And then we've got the instructions, and once again, we got some red arrows. These are more orangey arrows, but yeah, I don't remember there being red arrows on the first couple pamphlets. Maybe there were, and I just didn't notice. Shows how observant I am. But we've got instructions that show where stuff goes and how to transform him, and then of course where to put all the stickers, because he does come with a sticker sheet. So there's a sticker sheet right here that the camera's not going to focus in on either, and yeah, you can sort of see that. And the stickers are going to stay on this sheet because I don't like putting stickers on my toys. I'll put Autobot and Decepticon symbols on them, but other than that, stickers peel. They get nasty, and as I've pointed out with some of the other versions or the other characters in this set, this is beautiful. I mean, look at that. Can you honestly say that that's going to be improved with a sticker? The answer is no. It is not. So let's not add something that's only going to depreciate with time and get nasty, and just leave him in his pristine condition. So we should transform him. He transforms. He's not just a cool Tyrannosaurus Rex, an awesome looking black and gold and silver Tyrannosaurus Rex. He's also a robot. So let's go ahead and show that. We're going to start down here at the tail, and I'm just going to, there are these little tiny nubs that you can kind of push against, and I'm going to try doing that to get them to separate. There we go. And then we can take the bottom part of the body and just fold it out to make the legs. And then we can take the head, and the whole head and neck goes around the back just like that. And now I'm going to be really careful here. I need to get my fingernails in between. So there's two panels in the chest here, and they need to open up. So let's get some fingernails in there. There we go. And that opens pretty easily once you get it to separate. So that swings back, and then we take the lower abdomen of the T-Rex, and it now swings up to create the chest of the robot. And look at that. Grimlock's looking great already. Let's get that into position here, and now we can take the legs, and they are going to, he's going to do the splits, and then there's a hip joint here, and that is how his legs spread out, which I really like that. I like it a lot better than the sliding hip joint that you find in both Snarl and Slag. I'm not a big fan of like pulling at the legs to get the hips to separate, because you're not able to pull directly from the point, and I'm always afraid that something's going to give that shouldn't. So yeah, and even though there's not a lot of leverage to get that, it does go. So here we go, and I'll just kind of grab the other part of that hip joint and pull it up, and there we go. Yeah. And now the arms. So the dino foot slides back, which I always thought was a bit of a shame, because he would have an elbow joint if it didn't slide back and cover the joint. And then we'll do the same thing, and that exposes the robot fists. And his chest doesn't seem to, I mean, it goes up there, but it doesn't really lock in. I've noticed several times during the transform, it does kind of just want to fall down. But is that die-cast metal? I believe that chest is die-cast metal. Oh my gosh! I didn't realize that these things had die-cast metal in them. I'm even more impressed. That's amazing. All right, let's see if he can hold his sword. We got very, very tiny pegs. But, yep, sword goes in his hand. And of course, he can hold his little missile launcher. So he can do that. He can hold the missile launcher just as a hand weapon. But he doesn't want to. Instead, he wants to have his little stunner gun, whatever it's called. And there we have him. That is Grimlock in his robot mode. Well, not Commander. WST Dinorobots Commander, for legal reasons. But that's him. Looks great. Let's go ahead and put him on the other camera so that you can really appreciate the design. So here he is in his robot mode, and you know, I want to say something different, but he looks beautiful. He just looks awesome. The black and gold with the clear bits is just such a good color scheme, and you know, they haven't really taken a lot of liberties here. They swapped out the gray bits for black, and they swapped out the smoked clear for crystal clear, and they've added some teal here and there instead of red. So it's not like they're really reinventing the wheel here, but it does look amazing. It just looks amazing, and it's such a nice representation of this design. I mean, of course it is, because they've pretty much just copied the original design. The transform is the same, the robot mode is the same, the dino mode is the same. It's just smaller. You can see that there are some hollow bits in the tail that that in the original toy have a panel over them. So there's a few little liberties that they've taken with these guys, but honestly, it's very, very minor. If you like the original Dinobots, then you will probably love these. Now, all of that being said, I can't stress this enough. And this is where, let's go back to the main camera here. As much as I love this toy, and I do, it's actually a little bit weighty, and that die-cast metal chest really does make a big difference. This is a showpiece. It's not something that I'm going to play with often. It's not something that I'm going to keep out and I'm going to keep transforming it over and over again. And I'm certainly not, I would never give this to a child. This is not a toy that is really meant to be played with, because these parts are tiny. They are little choking hazards. They would break very, very easily. As you've seen, as I'm handling him, I'm being very, very careful because it's so small and so detailed, and vacuum metallized parts, I don't know if these ones have that problem, but I know that the history of vacuum metallized parts is that they can be very brittle. I also know that crystal clear is usually made out of acrylic, which is a very brittle plastic. So I don't want to put these under undue stresses, because I don't think that they would hold up well with a lot of wear and tear. So if you're looking for toys to be played with, these ain't them. And also, this set is kind of rare. If you can find it, it's expensive. So you're going to pay a lot of money, and there are plenty of other versions of the Dinobots available. The Power of the Primes Dinobots that came out just a few years ago are still pretty commonly available, and they don't cost a ton of money. Or, you can also go to AliExpress and get knockoff versions, which I don't really mind mentioning that, because it's not like the stores are carrying the ones that they're based off of anymore anyway. So we're not really depriving anybody of their income, because Hasbro already got their money for the Power of the Primes Dinobots. Not to mention that we've also got the Studio Series Dinobots. We've gotten Grimlock. He's awesome and he's big. And we're getting Slag, and I've heard that we're supposed to get Swoop, Snarl, and Sludge as well. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I've heard that that's the plan. So there's plenty of options for you if you want to get Dinobots to be played with. That's not these. These are the ones that you put on a shelf, preferably in a case to keep the dust off of them. Or you keep in the package and you pull them out every now and then when you want to look at them and gush and just look at each one and transform it once or twice, and then put it away and get your grubby hands off of it, because you're gonna rub all that nice vacuum metallized metal off of it. So yeah, as showpieces, these are excellent toys. For as playthings, not so much. And so this is the last part of this series. So I think that this is where I can pull out the whole set and just kind of as a summary say that the whole set is just gorgeous. It really is a beautiful thing, a beautiful collector's item. If you are an avid Generation 1 Transformers fan, then chances are you want this. And even though these colors are not accurate in terms of being something that was ever produced as a Hasbro product, they look great. They look so good. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's awesome. So yeah, if you want to invest the money for this set and you can find it, then I feel like you are going to be happy. Now, but of course, again, if you're looking for Dinobots to be played with or to give to a child, this is not the set for you. So that's it. That's my review of the Just Toys WST Dinorobots Dark Retribution Black version of the Dinobots. Even though they're not called Dinobots, they're called Dinorobots. If you like this video, you like this kind of video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so that you know when we're doing more of these Short Circuits videos, which we try to do a couple times a week if we can, and also our live streams, which typically happen on Friday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern United States time. So, with all of that being said, this is Clay telling you, you know what I'm going to say, right? You know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, keep it retro, bot. That's right. Keep it retro, bot. Because if you're a retro type person and you like robots, you want to keep it retro, bot. Whatever the heck that means. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing this voice, but I'm doing it. Because I gotta do something. There's a logo screen on. People are expecting to hear something when there's a logo screen on. I mean, you can't just have dead silence. I don't have credits or anything. I think that this voice is starting to hurt